What do you do when you don't know what to do anymore? What do you do when you watch your child slip further and further from your grasp? How do you deal with the fact that your child doesn't want to live anymore? How do you deal with the fear that one day you will wake up and she won't be with you anymore? How do you make people understand your terror? How do you not lose your mind in the process? How do you not yell and scream when to the doctors, your child being suicidal does not seem to be serious? How do you not spend all your hours crying? What does it mean when you start to get used to your child being in the hospital? What do you do when you become scared of your child? How do you learn to trust that she won't do something that can't be undone when she keeps on trying? How do you make a child who doesn't hear understand how much you need her to be okay? How do you make her understand how much she is loved? How do you not curse the school that is failing her? How do you not curse the parents of the kids who hurt her so much? How do you not curse the kids who hurt your baby? How do you help your child get past these things when she seems stuck in what happened? Is it okay that I want them all to feel the same pain that I'm in? How do you deal with all that rage? How do you remain the pillar of strength that your child needs you to be when you're falling to pieces inside? How do you hide how much she has hurt you? How do you keep going on like everything will be okay when you can't see any light at the end of the tunnel? Where do you go for answers when you're at a loss for words? How do you deal with the fact that this is the same thing that you put your own parents through? How do you balance knowing the pain she is in because once you were there too? How do you bury the guilt that you gave up before too? How do you balance her needs with the needs of your other kids? How do you give them all the time they need when she seems to need an unending amount? How do the other kids not get lost in the fray? How do you call out for help when it seems like your calls aren't being heard? How do you stop hating God for letting your child be in so much pain? How do you forgive him? How do you trust him when he's letting the same thing he let you go through be thrust upon your child? Wasn't it enough for me to have to endure that? Why would he let that torture endure another generation? When is enough enough? Hasn't our family been through enough yet? Where do you go when you realize you don't have any answers and only unending questions? Who do you ask for help? When is it okay to say, I need help too? How do you say that you are drowning in her wake? How do you ease her pain when she sees how she is hurting you? How do you tell her it's okay when it's not? What do you do when you're stuck on a loop? What do you do when you don't know what to do anymore? What do you do when you watch your child slip further and further from your grasp? How do you deal with the fact that your child doesn't want to live anymore? How do you deal with the fear that one day you will wake up and she won't be with you anymore? When does the fear, the anger, and the pain stop?